Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Kenda. I'm your host of Minding My Own Podcast, and it is our first Wednesday of season 4, episode 1. And I got an amazing guest here today.
I'm
All my
amazing,
guests are
y'all.
amazing. This guy's amazing.
I'm amazing, y'all.
I actually met him on Facebook. So, Facebook does bring people together for sure.
Shout out to Mark.
Shout out to Marky Mark. But let's get started. Guys, this is J.E. Floats.
What it do,
Yes.
y'all? Yes, yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Yes.
I'm glad that you're here today.
What first one on the season, y'all? I feel honored already, man. It's just enough love giving around. I appreciate you so much for that.
Yeah. Of course, I had to have you. We had a few conversations about you coming on, and I was like, hey, he should kick it off. You
What
should feel
better
special.
way? What better way? Man.
But I'm so glad to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So, a couple cool facts about you.
Couple cool.
You're a Milwaukee and Ohio resident.
Yes, yes. Born in Milwaukee, raised in Canton, Ohio. Shout out to my peoples back in the Hall of Fame. Shout out to y'all. Miss y'all
Shout out to
dearly.
y'all. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all dearly.
I think I'm gonna clap for y'all.
I'm a
Clap for you too.
thank you. Thank
So tell me,
you.
you've been recording music for 2 years.
Yes, yes.
Where did the passion come from? What made you start getting into music projects and things?
Oh, I was always writing music and stuff. Like when I first started writing, I was a kid. I know everybody say that it's cliche, but I actually go into depth on my like reason and stuff. Like I didn't used to write my own raps. Like I used to just rewrite the raps. So like the first rap I ever wrote was Young Jeezy was real hot at the time. His first album was like so hot. And I just like it was so stuck in my head. Like when I was bored in class, I'm like, let me see how much I remember it. And I just started rewriting like verse after verse, like, oh, I actually know this man's lyrics.
Wow.
And after that, it was just song after song. Then I'm like, all right, let me see if I can actually do this by myself. And then Lil Wayne started coming out, flicking the lighters, doing all of them freestyles. And
Yeah.
T.I. had his run. Ludacris was making them funny videos and stuff. And all I knew was like, oh, yeah, this athlete stuff don't work out. I'm gonna be one of them for sure.
So you was inspired.
Yeah, definitely. I ain't think music was that deep. I really for me it was just the samples. Like I like hearing like being the kid, like hearing a song you think is new and stuff, and then you hear the original song. Oh man, it's like crazy like that.
Yeah. Whoa, that was random. That was so random. I don't know if y'all heard that, but whoa. But yeah, I think that's dope. I think it's dope that you can say, I started off by being inspired by others. And once I learned the flow of music and how it resonated with me, see how good I am with taking what you just said and flipping that. Well, how it resonated with you.
Oh man. Bars, y'all. I'm telling you.
You were then able to proceed in your own light, your own image, and everything else that you're passionate about. Now you're talking about it.
It really came from, in all honesty, it's my grandma. Like every Saturday, I don't know why. We stayed in the house for some odd reason. We had 2 bathrooms, but she never used the bathroom that was closest to her, which was the downstairs one. She always went upstairs. So of course, how the house was, when you go upstairs, you look at the wall. The walls was dirty. She blames the kids. We gotta wash the walls. Of course, every black parent in the household know where I'm finna go with this. They finna get to playing these crazy songs. My grandma wasn't the church. Like she played the church music on that, but she was actually big on the like the old R&B stuff and that. So that's like the old 70s samples and stuff, like the Temptations, the Stylistics.
I love that kind of music.
The OJs. We actually stayed across the street from OJ's Boulevard when they had got the street, street named them like I didn't even know the OJs was even from Ohio, let alone Canton. So
wow, that's a fun fact.
Yeah, definitely.
The OJs were from Canton, Ohio.
Got their little boulevard right across the street from our house. So that was one of like the craziest things just to see them like the OJs. When I was a kid though, I was like, I don't even know these. Like
Right, you weren't
OJ's.
familiar.
I just know like they had a club and stuff named after. I'm like, oh, the OJ's is. Turns out they was a pretty big deal.
Pretty
So
big deal.
yeah, pretty big deal. My bad, OJ. So
Your grandma
bad.
knew music.
Definitely did. So
What's some other people she played?
I had put her on the Keisha Cole. I kid you not.
You
Me
did?
and my mom put her on the Keisha Cole one time. That's when this I'm gonna definitely show my age. But Dell had came out, the computer came out with MP3s.
Oh,
And my
I
mom
remember that.
had flooded. It was a Dell jukebox. She just started flooding music. And of course, me being a music head and stuff, I was like, I gotta take it. So I used to stay getting in trouble for taking her stuff. But one day when my mom just got it, she just put the songs on it. My grandma just decided, let me just being grandma, just being curious, like, oh yeah, let me listen to it and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The funniest thing, it was, I'll never forget this as long as I live. It was Keisha Cole's first album, I Thought You Had My Back. She had that on
Hot
repeat.
album. Shout out to Keisha.
Oh man, shout out to Keisha. Redhead Keisha was serious, man. She played that song on repeat.
She was brokenhearted.
Oh, my grandma was on it. I'm like, who didn't have your back? I'm like, everybody's here who got your back, Greenie. You tripping.
Right.
But she was really big on the Isley Brothers for sure. Earth, Wind, and Fire, but her my grandma loved Ron Isley. Like,
man, he that dude. He that dude.
She can say whatever she wants. Charlie Wilson and Ron, I'm pretty sure they walk past my grandma right now. She will pass out. Like, oh,
she a fan.
Yeah, I know for sure it was Ron, but then when I found out Charlie Wilson, I'm like, oh, you're like, you didn't even know he was in the Gap Band. I was like, telling me stuff. I'm like,
there's
Gap
so
Band.
much music. That's why there's so much. I know people who know music, like from all these different like generations. When I grew up, I heard a lot of Whitney Houston, a lot of Michael Jackson.
My mom's favorite singer is Whitney.
Yeah.
Like now, like her favorite artist now would probably be like Fantasia, but you can't tell her nothing about Whitney. Like you can't tell my mom nothing about Whitney. I'm pretty sure Whitney's still her favorite, but Whitney and Fantasia can't tell my mom nothing. My mom's playlist was actually
all right. It was good.
Pretty unique. Like, you know, like you think coming from a woman's like, oh, it's gonna be R&B. She had the R&B playlist on lock. But what shocks me, like, mom, you probably know this too. Her catalog on the rap was crazy. My mom's rap catalog was crazy. She actually listened.
My parents barely had a rap catalog.
Oh my, what? She listened to Drew Down. I'm like, who is Drew Down?
I don't even know who that is.
It's a West Coast Bay Area. East Bay Gangster by Spice One is literally one of her favorite songs of all, and she knows it word for word. Like, my mom might have been a low key gangster for all I know.
For all you know.
E40 Sprinkle Me is one of her favorite songs. Like, I think she was definitely Bay Area influenced, but she knows her raps. Like, of course, they grew up on Wu-Tang. I don't know.
Wu-Tang.
Everybody who grew up on like a generation before, it was Wu-Tang. Like, and I listened to it. Now after our generation watching the show, we appreciate it even more. Because we already knew like they was legends and stuff, but like letting them actually tell the story, and then one of them been in film, so he get to direct it like through and through. Like, never knew Ghost and what's the name was beefing in the beginning. They had a whole shootout. I'm like, oh man, this is crazy.
Yes, it's a lot that goes down. It's a lot that goes down behind the scenes in the music industry. It's insane. It's insane.
It's madness. I'll be staying clean out the way. Clean out the way. I definitely wish Milwaukee was like more like, I wish all cities was like New York, not in the necessarily way like fashion and stuff. Why, like, no, I'd rather keep doing y'all. Like, everybody keep doing y'all. But Jim Jones, I just seen a live video of him recently, like 9:00 p.m., middle of the day, not even in his neighborhood. I'm thinking he's from Harlem. I think he was in Yonkers. So
don't judge me, but I only know Ballin'. I only know the Ballin' song from Jim Jones.
From Jim Jones?
It's the only song of his I know.
You don't remember Summer in Miami with him and Trey Songz?
Sing it.
They flip In Between the Sheets with all the Isley Brothers.
I don't remember that.
Well, how did it go? Trey Songz was on the hook. Spending my summers with the top drop low. Like they literally
Oh my
redid
gosh,
the
no, I
whole.
don't know that. Now you got to send
Oh
that to me.
man,
I don't know that song.
Jim Jones really did it for the ladies for
What
that
year
one.
was
But
that?
2005.
Just guessing.
It couldn't have been no later than '06. So I want to say
Okay.
2005, 2004.
Okay.
This was when Trey Songz first came out. So this is probably '05. Definitely around
Wow.
'05. Yeah, this
Wow.
was Trey Songz with the braids, y'all. If y'all, one of my favorite songs actually too. I'm so glad they redid the flip, but that's when I got into samples because I knew when I first heard the song, my grandma being the Isley Brothers fan, I'm like, this is In Between the Sheets, and
Yeah.
then they made it into a rap. That's when I'm like, oh, rap is
I
crazy.
love covers. I love, or what do they call it now?
Oh, samples.
Samples.
Yeah.
Yes, samples. I
Samples.
love those. I'm always I'm always thinking of ways to turn like old school songs into samples.
Keep the song alive. But don't make the song trash. Like if
Right.
like the samples I had like growing up, like I think nobody did it better than Kanye. Like definitely nobody. Oh, Kanye is
Through the Wire was one of my favorites. It's still one of my favorite songs of all time.
Like his the way he make his samples and his transitions. Like if I wasn't a rapper, I'm pretty sure I would have focused on making beats because Kanye is just him and Pharrell to me is like musical geniuses.
Yeah.
Like through and through, on and in and out the booth at that. So whew, my boys. They're definitely my boys for real. Those my dogs, y'all.
Tell me a little bit about what you're doing right now.
What am I doing right now?
Yeah,
So
what
I'm
you doing
working
right now with your music.
I'm working on the project. It's actually getting ready to drop. I probably got to push it back a week because after I just had this meeting with the label, they want me to pump the brakes on stuff. But I'm like, nah, I had this planned out before I even met you guys. So this will probably be my last project under like by myself. It's
as an independent artist.
A pretty good chance I'm going to take that deal. The deal was looking straight. And if everybody's wondering, it's called KGB Recording Group. And it's out in LA. Like
nice.
They found like this was like thank you. This was like a year in the making. Like everybody thought the offer and stuff was year. Like no, this was like the 2 months after my 1 year anniversary. I don't know how the hell they found me or anything. It was just a random email. And it's crazy because I thought it was a spam. I literally thought I was getting spam.
Ooh. I mean, there's a lot of spammers and scammers. So
it turns out they was the real thing. They set it up and it didn't even turn into a deal until after they got off the phone with me. It was a consulting call that turned into a deal. Somehow, some way. They must have liked what they heard or something, but not even 6 hours later, I get a phone call. I'm calling everybody. Like I'm calling Senorita. I'm calling my mom. I'm like, yo, like they'd offer. I'm screenshotting the emails. I'm letting like, no, this is it. This is it.
That's dope.
So I'm pretty sure I can do it. But if something else bigger, they giving me time to look it over and stuff. They was like, oh, we'll wait as long as you do. Like keep building the catalog. And I just couldn't believe it. Like I ain't think it was going to happen this fast. In all honesty.
Yeah.
And they want me like, yeah, you can fly out, come out there, dude. They broke down the whole thing. I was like, oh, so you guys are like for real, for real. So I had to call my lawyer. My lawyer had to call an entertainment lawyer because he's not an entertainment lawyer. He don't know jack shit about this. So he had to make some calls.
That's important.
Then we had to get
having that lawyer.
3-way Zoom calls with them. They had to go through the contracts, route that. So once my lawyer, shout out to Todd Kotler, my boy, definitely my boy back at home.
Shout out to him. I'm gonna go ahead and clap.
Yes,
everybody needs a lawyer.
Everybody needs a lawyer, and I know mine's on the first and last name basis and his number by heart. I'm not saying I'm a criminal. I don't get in trouble.
But since we brought it up, everybody needs a lawyer.
Everybody needs a lawyer. Man, they
good advice.
People. Man, they definitely know people. But
protect your assets.
He didn't know jack shit about the industry, but he knew people who did. So he just made the call and he was like, yeah, he's like, hey, you're going to be the first rapper client I ever had, but your family. Like Todd is my guy, man. Cool with him, cool with his wife Lynn, cool with his daughter Lauren. His daughter's getting married. Like it was one of those like you moved into the neighborhood they one of the first people to introduce you and stuff, and then like, oh, I'm a lawyer. Oh, okay, I'm a track star, and that's how it just turned. It just came into that, and he's pretty cool. He was a music influencer too, but he introduced me to like the white side of things. Sorry, Todd, but he definitely did. He was big on the Beatles.
I mean, but those are
big on Elvis. He knew Eddie
sides.
Murphy. Like he knew Eddie Murphy. Like Delirious is one of his favorite comedians. Todd is a Jew. He's a Jew.
Okay.
His wife is French. Lauren is a mix of both. So
that's cool.
But for all of them to be all of that, and he just was like, yeah, he was trying to teach me how to play a regular string guitar. I'm like, no, you got to pull it with this. And now I'm like, no, this is driving me crazy. I'm good. I'm cool. I know how to play a saxophone. I'll stick to the sax. My mom threw me in sax for 4 years. So
that's cool. So, that's another fun fact.
Yeah, mom.
So you're good at it? You're amazing at it?
I could play it, but I don't know if I'm good at it. But I still can read the notes and all of that. I was in it for 4 years. My mom was like, you don't even practice it. That first year was tough. But the only reason why I did it, my mom influenced a lot. Music, track, definitely the track part. But the music she plays, she don't even know. But the Kenny G, she loves some fucking Kenny G. My mom loves Kenny G. Like
Kenny G, that's the white dude with the curly
hair that played the sax. And
I cannot think of a song by him right now.
Songbird was by him. He was the saxophone player on Baby Faces every time.
No, that ain't him. That's him.
That's him. Yeah, that's one of his most favorite songs. You listen to
that's wild, bro.
You listen to Babyface.
I know Kenny G, bro.
Kenny G deep. My mom was like, he's all over everything. Like I'm a big Mariah Carey fan, so I was
like Mariah.
People, like, yeah, Mariah was on Babyfaces every time I close my eyes. She's doing that. She's like, yeah, so was Kenny G. She's like, that's who plays the sax.
My favorite. Let me tell you this. I gotta tell you this. My favorite Mariah Carey song is Break Down. Steady breaking me on down.
They be hating on Mariah, dog.
Break down. Y'all might not agree with that, but that is my favorite. And it's because Bone Thugs and Harmony was on it.
Her and Whitney to go. I don't let nobody talk bad about them two. They can say Whitney was on crack. They can say Mariah can't sing. Facts is facts, cool. But
yeah,
and
that doesn't have anything to do with them amazing records and those goals they achieved.
I always tell people Mariah got the greatest female R&B album I ever heard in my life. With the anticipation of that Mimi album.
Yeah, that
and her Daydream album. I'll take those two to the bank with just about any top man.
So Mariah's one of your top faves. Who else?
Females aren't Mariah, Whitney, A. Marie's first album is up there.
Bring her back. Where'd she go?
Oh my god, I take that album.
She disappeared.
Anybody like that first album was so put together. I wasn't big on J-Lo only because she stole half of the songs. Like a lot of those was A. Marie songs. Like
why you say? Oh, sweet. See, we're gonna start some controversy.
Like J-Lo is the queen. What you do? J-Lo was definitely the queen of stealing songs.
Hey y'all,
put them onto that too for sure.
I'm sorry, my girl Sarita just dropped in. Hey girl, I do not mind because we talking about music. We talking about music right now, and you got some, you know hip hop. She knows hip hop. Yes, if you want to come pull up a chair, boo boo. Hey, special surprise guest, my Scorpio sister. I'm excited.
Came out like SWAT. I ain't know who that was.
I don't even know where dude went. You know how he be doing, sis.
He went to get that barbecue. He heard me.
Oh yeah, it was some good food up there earlier, sis. It was some good food up there earlier. So he said he got some soul food from upstairs.
Yeah, the one in that hall. I forgot the name. Just come to the Phoenix Sherman, y'all. Phoenix Sherman. Either or.
Mic, so Siski.
Stay straight.
Come in with me. Y'all bear with us.
Look, we just trying to get organized.
Yeah,
right,
y'all bear
with us. Spot.
Stuff down at the same time. You hear me, but you don't see me. It's okay. Look,
look, I'm trying to make something shake. Literally.
Right, we over here
damn.
the whole entire thing there.
So where you at? Look, I'm about to text.
Like he just ran away.
He definitely did. He definitely did. I'm about to text him right now.
He got some food. I'm willing to bet that.
Oh, he's eating. He's definitely eating right now.
Yeah, so I just sent him a quick message. And I want to introduce you. Right, we're gonna move the camera. How we gotta move the camera. Yeah, there we
See
go.
me for 2 seconons. Hey y'all.
He's here
for 2 seconds. That's
Two.
it. And I'm turn back.
We got this is usually,
Oh,
right.
man.
This is so different though, because we never usually have it like this. So he was trying to do something different.
Because it's the two of you, that's why.
Yeah. But now we got a third person.
New season, new things.
Change is good.
Always moving things around.
Right. So he was talking about his top favorite artist. He said Mariah Carey. He loves Mariah.
Oh yeah, look. Oh, talking about my R&B. Oh yeah.
Yes, his R&B picks.
We doing straight females or we counting the niggas
Start with
too?
your females, then
All
we're
right,
gonna
all
go to the guys.
All right, mess with Mariah. I mess with Whitney. I mess with A. Marie.
Yeah.
Shockingly, I don't know why people. I say this all the time. Nobody remembers her. I was big on Sunshine Anderson for some odd reason. Like
I
she was.
remember. Did she? You can call me your baby girl. Is that her? You can call me?
No,
Is
that
her?
was
Before.
Oh, heard it all before. Now who's the chick? I don't even know. Don't even mind me, y'all. But yes, I remember that song. That is a good song.
Who else was
Is
I
that-
big on? I was big on. I don't count Missy, but Missy
Oh,
wrote
how
a
you
lot
don't count her?
Cause
because
she does
R&B.
everything.
But she, I was say she right. I was say I
She's
count her,
straight
but I
through all the
don't.
way.
Yeah, she
Talented.
produce and do everything.
I definitely mess with
She
her.
definitely does.
But
She
yeah,
cold.
but the main three,
She cold.
Whitney, Mariah, A. Marie, I don't really let too many people talk to. Oh, and me and my mom had the Brandy Monica debate all the time.
Them my girls, Brandy
Yeah,
and
the-
Monica.
I stay
Boy,
out.
yeah, the boys
The
mind.
boys'
debate.
mind was the days.
God.
What?
My mom is definitely. I always said Brandy's the better singer, but Monica had the better songs.
Is that what
And-
you think? What you think, Sarita?
I feel like Monica has more swag than Brandy.
Mhm.
So that's where it comes in.
I
So
always
now
wanted
Brandy
to
is
be
trying
Monica.
to Brandy's trying to come back, like especially when she was doing the stuff with whatchamacallit, Jennifer Lewis.
Yeah.
Like, so she's trying to like earn her street cred and everything because
Yeah.
she did have that situation that occurred, with the accent and everything. And so now
Yes,
she's
I
trying to
remember that.
kind of bring things back. And even to like when she had her daughter, for example, she had lied and said that she was married because she wanted to keep that image, when she in fact was not. And it's
I
like,
remember that.
no one cares because like I think I had just had my son around the same time that she was pregnant. I'm like,
Yeah.
ma'am, you're older than me. I should be the one that's more concerned about like I'm a whole team mom over
Right,
here.
right.
Trying to, but it's just trying to keep up with with society and everything like that, and not really being yourself. And that's the thing that's
true.
hard. Like when you're growing up in the spotlight like that, and people are watching you and they're
Mhm.
judging you,
Yep.
and not being able to have that backbone of yourself to be like, hey, you know what, I'm doing this my way. Granted, she had like her mom, being her manager and everything
True.
too. And then of course, Ray J.
All right.
Right.
Man.
Ray J.
Mr. One Wish.
Her troublesome brother.
So yeah.
He had that one hit.
Mhm.
If I
He had a
had
couple.
He had a couple.
No, he had
that was my
couple.
one hit.
I like to wait a minute. I was about to
Wait
say
a minute.
Wait a minute.
with him and Little Kim.
Okay. So
Oh yeah, see, yeah.
Yeah.
We here. We here. We
how
here.
old did you?
Like old enough.
Old enough.
Because earlier he said this is gonna reveal my age, but it wasn't really revealed. Here, what she say? Steph, hey Steph. She said
Facts,
facts. Her 90s albums, love it. Yep.
Definitely his track. But I always say like it. Like I tell my mom like, if we flip the images, Monica's image wouldn't look good on Brandy and vice versa. Like I couldn't picture Brandy as like the hood stuff. And then to like make matters even crazier. When you revisit Monica's first album, she was what, 16 talking
Yeah,
like
she was
that?
young.
She wrote that when she was 14, 15.
Oh, see,
Ooh,
even
she was young.
Mm-hmm. Because she's around, I want to say she's my age. If not, she might be a little bit older.
yeah, Brandy
like a
could.
week or two.
There's no way Brandy.
Man,
Brandy's pen game could never at that age.
you might
like,
not know this, and this might be like, you might be like, what? Okay, whatever. But we was disappointed a few years ago because we used to think on Moesha that Brandy was getting her hair changed every week.
Oh yeah,
she had amazing, but they was
weird. Oh, dog.
All my childhood, I was like, she is keeping up with the hair.
Nope. She was like the first one.
Now we know they was lace
first lace front.
First lace front. They look so good.
Whoa. I would have never.
They was hiding that shit from us all this time.
Where did y'all get the info from? Like, who can
they start bringing that information out later on down the line. Even though sometimes the stuff we don't even care about, we like, okay, we knew that. Like,
something was up.
Or like 20 years late. Like, okay.
I thought that was her real. Man, she could have fooled me. Jeez.
They definitely fooled us with the hair coming up. But man, she's dope. I used to love watching Moesha. And one of my favorite albums by her, oh my God, it was Never Say Never. That was one of my favorite albums by Brandy.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a favorite that I lost it twice and rebought it twice. That's how much of a favorite that album was for me.
That's how I was with Jay-Z, because I had a car accident. I had all 6 of them in because my CD changer had a 6-disc change. That's how I'm telling my age a little bit. But then I had an accident, and I went back to the junkyard to try to see if I can get it out, because I was like, that's all my Jay-Z's are in there. Like, I need to get it. And I actually was able to get it out, but like half of them were scratched and half of them weren't. But it's the same thing where I'm like, okay, I gotta buy these again. Like, I can't just like not let these just be like this.
Right? You can't RIP those.
No, I get it.
I get flack for still bumping American Gangster. They was like, that's his worst album. I'm like, nah.
That's your favorite
Jay-Z album? Nah.
There's some hits on there, but I wouldn't say it's like the favorite.
My favorite Jay-Z album probably would still be the Black Album. It did too much to me in my lifetime, and plus that him and Pharrell and Timberland, you just couldn't. Oh my
Timberland,
God! Wow. Like, you can still listen to Change Clothes to this day. Like, I played it around my baby sister. She just got the nod in her head. I'm like, you just don't like kids today. I think Jay-Z just went viral for Big Pimpin'. They didn't. Kids today just like rehearing.
They just rediscovered it. That's crazy how music just kind of resurfaces and repurposes.
And they think Jay-Z is just this billionaire rapper who all he talks about is money. I'm like, no. I got a time machine, buddy. I can play you some. They hate Jay-Z. A lot of people can't.
Some Hawaii selfie real quick. You want?
They don't know about. I be saying random lyrics like, "Oh, Tata." They don't know who Tata is by now. I'm like, it's gonna take a lot of work. That's why I was keeping hip hop alive. Now I see why my parents was like, "No, I'll never stop." Cause you'll never know like what. Like the people like younger and stuff will just take. I took stuff from my mom. She probably thought I never took like the whole Brandy thing. She probably thought it was just driving me crazy, just playing all of that in the Lauryn Hill. Oh, the Lauryn Hill used to drive me crazy.
Lauryn Hill.
That used to drive you crazy, her playing it?
Yes, that's all she used to play. And then the year she won the Grammy, I think I was 4 or 5. I was super, super young, but I was alive when she won that rap Grammy, which I still crazy. But now that I found out that she didn't write not a single song except for one song on that album, I'm like, oh yeah, she's off my Mount Rushmore. She's talented, but she's definitely off my Mount Rushmore.
That I didn't know.
Every song but except for one song.
But you write all your stuff.
Oh yeah.
I think we should cue your music.
Yo, kill it.
Yeah, let's cue it. I listened to this today. This is dope.
Kill it.
Air, Sea, and Land, right?
Air, Sea, Land. Yes. Shout out to my dog, Young Cash, on the feature.
Let's go. I'm about to push the button.
Push it. Like I'm on The Voice.
Yeah. I got so much to say that a nigga had to write it down. I can no longer fight it now. Making noise, moving up the ranks, and now I'm supposed to quiet down. I thought you guys would be excited now. No? Okay. I still move unfazed. Got family living in jail, some living in graves. Life tests everyone, don't let it ruin your grave. Learn from money that I lost, not the money I made. Mom getting married, what a beautiful sight. And we got our dog Renner for life. You see, he gave mom love, man. She gave him a wife. I pray to God that's what love feels like. Okay, I make decent money now. Here comes the handout. All because my music is really starting to stand out. Where were y'all when I was sleeping on my nigga couch? Y'all thought I was a bum. I heard the whisper speaking out. Even the one you lay next to is creeping out.
Hey,
First thing I thought of song cry.
Man, that Beanie Siegel.
That song cry. Tear come down.
Yeah,
tear come down my eye. Gotta let the song cry. That's what that reminds me of.
It's the singing in the background of the beat.
That's
and how everything came in.
Yeah,
shout out my dog.
That's dope.
Who made the beat?
Do me a favor. Can you do the chorus for us in the mic?
Can I do the chorus?
Yeah, do the chorus for us right quick. Am I putting you on the spot?
Oh no.
Okay.
You go to all platforms, y'all. The song is called Air Sea Land. J floats, J.E. space floats. It's not all one. Everybody gets that so confused. But after the whole shenanigans of the whole first verse, the hook goes, I wouldn't touch money if I had your hands. I wouldn't be busy if I had your plans. I'ma get it by air, by sea, by land. I'ma get it by air, by sea, by land. My mind on the mill, fuck making a band. Trying to dodge an early death and police jams. I'ma get it by air, by sea, by land. I'ma get it by air, by sea, by land.
Bro, I got chills, bro. I ain't gonna cap. Wait, hold on.
He said,
wow, did you feel moved, sis? Woo!
Thank you.
For real, no lie. You see the
It's not the AC, y'all.
Woo, it's not the AC. I'm really moved here.
Thank you.
Hey, if y'all don't know, bro, y'all gotta get to know, bro.
Thank you.
Can you drop your IG information and how people can rediscover more of the songs that you have, more of your music?
Yes, after they stole my first Instagram, I have a new one, y'all. It's J.E._floats. Same as my last one, just an underscore now. Nothing too major. I try to keep all my social the same name so everybody can just
go right to it.
Yeah, yep. I got a link in it too. It's a bio link. You can go to Facebook or Instagram. It's right under there. Just hit the bio link. It got access to anything. Interviews, which would probably be this one after today.
Yeah.
Shit, all my interviews, all the Apple Music, all the Spotify's, all the whatever you can possibly think of that all involves platforms. Me. There you go.
Same here. You can find me on all platforms.
See, too right.
Dang, she was trying to do it.
She was on it. Too many lights, but yes, it exists.
What we'll do is we'll drop the link in the comments after the show so everybody can go right to your page and follow you and all the amazing things that you're gonna do.
More pop-ups, y'all.
Yes. I'm gonna play your other song.
Shout out best friend DJ for this one. That's called It Gets Deep. Another sample, by the way. Can you guess the sample while you listen to it?
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say that for after I play it.
See, I was yeah.
My blunt really perping. Older women flirt cause they husband dick ain't working. You ain't got no motion, just like Miley Cyrus twerking. They don't want no beef cause these niggas stay deserting. I promise that's for certain. You can't outperform me on the stage, I close your curtain. Send my foreign friends at you, all you see is turbans. It's me versus the league, ho, I feel like Kyrie Irving. She sucked me while I drive and I couldn't fight the swerving. Nasty like some grits. Bitch, I'm more gifted than December 25th. It's the Hyatt or the Hilton. I can't do the Motel 6. I can tell my grandma raised me because
it's not the taste, it's really the texture.
You don't like texture?
I'm big on texture with foods. If it's
you like rice though, right? You a big rice person? Yeah.
You got to be chicken flavored rice only.
What?
Oh yeah, y'all don't want to see me in the kitchen. Trust me. There's a reason why I'm big on Italian and Italian only. Like soul food, I get cussed out by my black side for sure. Like I don't eat sweet potatoes, don't eat yams. The only beans I eat is green beans. I get executed for that.
Do you? You get talked about?
Don't eat banana pudding. That alone don't get me invited to the cookout. They're like, oh yeah, you're definitely not black.
And they telling you're not black. What? No, that's crazy.
Man, I think red velvet cake is overrated. Too much cream cheese, personally, but
I guess it
no
depends
matter
on who
makes
it.
it. I'm about to
Them
say,
little
look,
bites,
had to finish.
them little cupcake bites, them little cupcake bites with just the right amount on top. It'd be cool. Those be good.
Oh, just give me some Italian. Anything Italian, from the ice cream all the way down. I'm cool. I'm cool.
She said, lost your card.
Hey, there's a reason why I'm half. It's half. It's gone. It's gone.
Man. Do us a favor and kick the chorus for that second song we just played. And give us a title.
It's called It Gets Deep. It's with my best friend DJ. Shout out to one of the best last texts in the city. If y'all don't know, just Diamond D's her Instagram. That's all I gotta say. Her work speaks for herself.
That's love right there. Shouting out her Instagram.
But how the hook go? It goes, the shit is deep. Nightmares got a nigga losing sleep. If you don't work, then if you don't work, then you don't hustle and you don't eat. And everybody always get that part of the hook messed up part. So that's how it really goes. I gotta start putting drop lyrics in my songs and stuff. But that's really what it is. And it's just a repeat of that, honestly, like 50,000 times. And then my best friend comes in and cleans it up. God, I love my best friend. Like, God, I love my best friends.
The support system matters for sure.
For sure. But it definitely is that. Like, coming from a different state too, like, and that's what not necessarily shocks the people say, like, how I get to success and everything. The only people who's from here, this is my dad's side. Didn't have no friends when I first came here. When I was running track, didn't know a soul.
Yeah.
Had scholarships, and I had came up here for senior year, and I had went to North Division. Everybody screamed at me for that. Like, you had scholarships, you went to North out of all schools. Why didn't you go to King? Why didn't you go to River?
You went to North?
I went because of my dad. My dad went to North, so I was like, all right, I'll finish the condition.
Okay.
We did pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah, it was very different. Oh my God. All my Ohio friends watching this, y'all would fucking hate it. Oh my God. Y'all would hate it. Just coming from a high school where you got a live tiger, you get Papa John's. If you don't like the school menu, you can leave and come back. Like that.
Man.
It was basically Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in reverse. Just going from, like, actually not even, it was, reverse. Go from like if Bel-Air to the hood type. But oh man, Milwaukee was so different. I loved it so much when I first got here. So much Adidas, so much grills, so much on Woes, on Woods, on the G's, all type of numbers. Oh my God.
I swear. So nobody else says on what but us.
It's literally
insane that's us.
Milwaukee is literally the driving, especially, is what I know. Yes. Like the first thing I noticed, because the city got so much privilege. I don't think people realize it until they leave Milwaukee. That's how I know people really don't leave Milwaukee. But I'll be like, yeah, you come to Ohio, do half of this shit, you not coming back home. Riding with no lights, no plates, X, Y, and Z, busting illegal U-turns, 80 in the 40, perfectly fine baselining. I ain't know what baselining was until I came to Milwaukee. Man. Oh my man, listen.
And you see, they trying to put a crack down on that with those
extra. Listen, I love you, Milwaukee, but these speed bumps gotta stop too. Like, it's literally one on every block now. That's doing everything but construction. Everything but construction.
Pros and cons in Milwaukee.
Right. But I love making more accidents happen though, because people are trying to scoot over from baseline, and so they're trying to come over too soon. Yeah. And that's a whole other situation that's going on as well too.
Yep.
But I always tell people, like, even if you ain't from Milwaukee, all my Atlanta friends and stuff, like, if you got you some business and you know somebody, Milwaukee definitely works, especially now. Like, compared to like the rap, like, I'll take the music scene for example. When I first got here, came back from college, and I was planted in Milwaukee, so I'll probably say 2015, 16, all of that. The rap scene from back then, like, Frank was doing like the same stuff he was doing now, but he was actually rapping. He wasn't like comedy rapping.
Yeah.
The MT Twins, if I'm correct, was the biggest thing smoking in the city. They had their own little vans, they had a CD release, and I'll never forget. Because my ex went to the mall. They had it at Mayfair and stuff. And it was this big long line. They was all buying them, like not digital, like hard copy CDs, straight copying them. And I'm like, oh, more, but you know, we right next door to Chicago. We wasn't getting the Chicago's exposure and stuff. So I always see why everybody like Lakia and stuff left and came back. Fast forward now in a good 7 years, Milwaukee got the craziest microscope on them. No Jumper just shouted out Chicken. Lakia just getting signed. Destiny back and forth with that.
She popped up surprisingly at the Moneybagg Yo concert.
She's finna go on tour with Bia.
That's what's up.
So I'm
happy for you. Shout out to Lakia.
Shout out to Lakia, bro. Like,
did her thing on stage, man. Gave us some love.
She be looking real good. I don't know why people be hating and stuff. It's like she didn't tell a lie. I'm like, she's telling her truth. Like I be telling everybody, like, just because she tell it doesn't mean it's relatable to you. Like, it's what she saw. Like,
right, and she's still young too, you know. So she learning,
going through the going through the cracks and stuff. Still. Also, everybody, Milwaukee is definitely that type of city. Like they'll tell it. They will tell it. Oh my God. It's not necessarily the city is a hating city. It's just like, it's not. Hating is the wrong word I like to use because I've been around long enough. It's more of a pick me city. Like it's definitely a pick me. And then if you don't get picked, here comes the, like I done seen it happen with people who started podcasts.
It's kind of like the why not me mentality. Like why you not me?
And it's like, and I always thought like
not everybody though. I've been coming across some really dope people that they don't think that way. But
at all,
there's also the other side of people who do.
And it's way big. Like, oh, why is she starting a podcast? Well, I had thought of like, and it be people who be sitting on $1 million ideas. What I'm talking about, $100 work effort. It does not match. Like they dreams and work efforts do not fucking match. And then they get mad at the people who actually do it.
Right.
That's what kills me. Like, all right, we got the same.
They be like, I was thinking about doing that. Yeah, but you didn't do it. I did it.
And the thing about it is because they have the limited beliefs and everything, and they allow that additional voice in their head to take over.
Yes.
And that's the issue. And so then they get mad whenever they're seeing somebody doing stuff. And so that's the thing. And you have to really develop a thick skin and just honestly be like, you know what, have that tunnel vision when it comes to whatever you're working on and doing.
Yeah.
Because if not, it can easily, try to take you down. Because I don't necessarily subscribe to the crabs in the barrel. Because if you actually look at what the crabs in the barrel definition is, it's not what everyone says it is. And so that's the other, the other side that they actually are helping each other get out. They're not trying to keep each other in, but people don't recognize
they don't know
they just
that.
pick up on that one piece and they run with it because they don't go ahead and educate themselves on those other
and they don't.
Things.
And they always say like people who complain and stuff like that, they settle. Like they're settled. They're content where they at. You don't have to be where you at. Like you can literally keep going. Like you chose to stop where you was at. Like, oh, looked around, did a 360 in life,
comfortable, bro.
Looked in the mirror and was like, all right, I'm cool where I'm at. And then you probably saw one of your best friends or somebody in a million years who you thought wouldn't surpass you in X, Y, and Z. They do it. And now you looking like, crazy. Now you all in your chest and your feelings. Like we, not necessarily we all got the same 24 hours because we do, but I don't have kids. I know people who got kids and stuff. So
that's a good point.
My 24 hours might not be the same as your 24 hours, but at the same time, the person who got less 24 hours than me to work with might have a stronger work effort than me. So they'll probably leapfrog me 3 times before I get to that first lap. And then I'm looking extra crazy and I have all the quote unquote tools and advantages and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really a mindset thing.
Yes,
like from A to Z is really a mindset thing. And I shouldn't have to. I know people older than me who stuck mad at the younger generation. I know people that's literally my age and younger that's finna rude awakening. I don't have to keep preaching to the choir. You can only tell them so much and stuff, especially the people in the city with money and stuff. You'll be surprised how many people would actual legit pull out 20 bands dead out your pocket. End of the night, nowhere to sleep, nothing to their name and stuff. They don't. It's like they afraid of accountability. Like I never seen nothing like that in my life. Like if I had 20 bands and stuff, like all right, cool. Like I'll put X, Y, and Z in my name. I get why you don't want to put everything in your name because what you do in the streets. But last time I checked, streets don't got no no tax returns or nothing like that.
Right.
Well,
That's
it's financial literacy and everything as well too, that because of like even going back, systemically and things like that. Because even with us being people of color in the United States, even though I'm a first generation myself, but looking back at history and everything, the fact that we were the currency. And so some people are still living that mentality because it's basically passed down through epigenetics. So they're continuously holding on to that, thinking that that's how it's supposed to be. When you got to be able to go ahead and interrupt that pattern and be like, hey, you know what? I get that you're getting this way, but there's another way that you could take this and put this over here in a way that you can go ahead and take care of your family and your kids. You can be able to go ahead and get, like whether it's life insurance, whether it's you putting in the CDs, IRAs, or things like that, but then put it into the people, the family or whatever that's legit. You have them do. Look, I'm telling too much.
She's got the formula. Make sure y'all holler at Sarita for the formula.
And it goes like all over the place and stuff too, because like the girls of my generation, they love the drug dealers and stuff. Not compared to my mom's generation and stuff, because they did too, but ours a little deeper. It's only deeper because it's in this quote state. Can I say it now? I can't even use my. I was finna use pops. I was finna use my dad.
Social media brings it up more than it was back then.
I could say like
it wasn't as exposed,
right?
Not even social. All right, so like our dads are. Let me see, like our dads, our uncles, grandparents who all sold dope. They didn't have a plan to do it their whole time. B, they did it literally for their wives and kids. And C, they had an exit plan. They wasn't always trying to do it. They was either putting the money to a car wash. They was trying to make a family business. Right. They knew for a fact they was, hey, I'm only doing it for X, Y, and Z years. Our generation after is, oh, we finna do this until the well runs dry. And then
it's like it's like they not scared of nothing.
I mean, like nothing, not as
yeah, they not scared of nothing, and it's
which attracts the girls and stuff, because the girls want to. I understand they want to feel protected in every sense, especially financially and then physically. Like, oh,
that's scary to me. The fact that he got to watch his back every step of the way means I got to watch my back every step of the way. So
I couldn't even sleep peacefully if I was in that. Knowing like SWAT might break down my house 4 o'clock every night. Like, oh no, like But I got female friends and stuff, like they dip and dab on both sides of legal, illegal and stuff, like who they choose to date. And I have to like straight up tell them like, yo, what's the difference in all of this? And she was like, it doesn't, and honest to God, it doesn't matter. I'm like, what do you mean it doesn't matter? She was like, you niggas is so dumb. Like, I never understood the logic, especially now. So
that's crazy.
It's like, in the words of her, I'm trying not to laugh. In the words of her, she done dated, and I done actually talked to multiple women. They done had regular people with jobs, niggas with money, X, Y, and Z. They all say the same thing. Niggas is gonna do what they want to do. But then on top of that, not even on top of that, they don't even mess with niggas who even have like that type of mindset. But on top of that, it's like this. You got the money and everything. I got the money and stuff too. Long story short, niggas in our generation is not used to women with money. And honest to God, it shows. Cause just seeing how my best friend would just show me the messages, go through, and just how niggas would just even like approach her, like, oh, like they don't think you come from, like, not necessarily come from money, but they don't think like you can get it by yourself for X, Y, and Z.
You mean they don't think females can get it? They don't think women can get it by? Oh, they dead wrong.
Oh, they super wrong. Because now our generation,
we the niggas with money,
especially our say that one more time. Say that one more time.
We are the niggas with money.
Right, because I'm an entrepreneur myself. Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah, you gotta you don't need nobody for that reason.
You talk to like my guy, me and my guys, like we not saying we laugh about it, but like girls get excited and stuff because like we got our own house, and they'll look at us like, you live with who? I'm like, just me. And then like, no, not your baby mama, not just like, they'll get the name. I'm like, bro, what type of niggas y'all? And then I have to sit and remind myself, like, and it's women after one, like it's same story, different nigga. And then on top of that, our generation suck at protection, like protecting. I mean, God, we suck at it.
I seen a video on Instagram the other day. Some lady, she was very distraught. Some guy hit her with a brick on the side of her face, and she said it's because she
because he told her no. I think she told him no or
something. Number.
Yes,
which is sad because there are a lot of guys, unfortunately, that have, you know, they're in their ego.
Yes,
and they understand rejection. And that's something that, like, even for myself, for example, I walk normally like on a daily basis. I didn't get a chance to today, but I normally walk. And I have a lot of guys that will approach me as I'm walking.
Yeah.
And I've had scenarios where, like, majority of them are cool. They're like, okay, I respect you dating someone, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had 2 guys that actually, like, got out their car and started to walk towards me.
Wow.
Like they wanted, you know, want to smoke. And I'm like, you don't realize, number one, who I am, and then also number 2, what I got on me. So let's not
play. Let's not
do it this way, because I don't want to be sad singing flower bringing for you, because that's what's gonna happen. So let's not do that. But then I have to, you know, explain them, like, if a woman, and I say to someone like, hey, because I will give a guy advice of like, hey, you know what? I said, I'm dating someone, but said, but next time don't do that.
Right.
Don't pull up on somebody like that. The way that you just jumped out your car and said, hey, let me get your number. You didn't even ask me my name. You didn't ask none of that stuff. I said, you need to actually have a conversation with women. I said, if you're trying to, you know, approach a woman of my caliber, you're not going to get it the way that you're doing it, boo. Yeah. I'm putting you up on some game real quick to help you.
Social media ruined it. I feel like
that, sis.
They do.
They don't know what they're doing.
Social media ruined, like, they ruined, like, just me, just like being alive long enough to see like Facebook and all of it blow, and just seeing how life was before it was like, you have to really go outside. Most importantly, you have to actually talk to people,
right?
Like, oh my
God, have a real interest in you and like you for real,
right?
Like, you know? Like now, like you can just, it's like, man, what it's like if you in a relationship and all of that, boom. Before social media, all you had to worry about, or all your nigga had to worry about, was the niggas you work with
and the neighbors.
Or you went to school or something.
Yeah, you went to school
or whoever.
Who was on the block.
Man, what you slip up one time, G, you got to go on social media. It's 1,000
in her DMs.
Oh yeah,
saying, "Hey beautiful, hey beautiful, hey beautiful, hey beautiful."
You got the football players,
all can beat your count. I'm about to say all out beating your resume. You just a regular nigga with. Oh, you think you a nigga with money? Ooh, I got 20,000. Man, listen,
you're gonna be in the corner crying if you want to go through my DM.
Right?
Like what? Like, yeah, let's not do this. Like,
let's
not do this at all. I don't want you doing a crying game shower.
Oh no!
Sitting in the shower just crying, rocking yourself.
Learned that lesson one time. We'll go through the phone never again.
Let me ask you,
never again.
How is it for you now, though? You're 2 years in, creating music, about to sign with a really, really big label. You're single. Have you been dating? You have been dating. Have you liked anybody?
Yes. Yes.
You have liked somebody. Okay, that's good. Yes. Shout out to whoever she is. Yes. Hey, hope you watching.
And I never realized how bad dating was and stuff until you like go through the craziness. Because before even this person and stuff, like I was in a 4-year relationship, and that's like the longest relationship I ever had. And people were just like, oh, how can you get over X, Y, and Z? Yeah, that shit took some fucking time. It took some time, America. And I never realized, like, men always saying like they can go through stuff. Like it goes back to like the protecting females and stuff, because they'll say X, Y, and Z. Like something happens. I remember when that one dude, he had shot some what is it? He shot his baby mom and he shot his kid in the apartment before he ended up killing himself.
Man, I remember that. That was tragic, man.
And they was trying to say like, why didn't he was crazy, he could have did therapy and stuff. I kid you not, I know at least 7 therapists I can call on hand. And I'm not even saying I'm crazy. I just know therapists.
Yeah.
So like if people really want to play they wanted therapy or they need therapy, I know people who can take it with or without the insurance. So that goes just like right back to like people trying and shit. Like they don't, all right, you say you crazy and shit, cause let it be cancer. You'd have been at every station, every niggas be pump faking on everything. So you just feel like some people don't do for themselves to get themselves together, as they claim that
that they should be.
And then how
or
would
that
you
they
want to
need it.
date somebody who don't want to like do good for themselves? And it's a
Yeah.
lot of that, like coming from y'all and then coming from us and then all of that. Like y'all did it the right way through and through. Just seeing y'all, like the big cousins, the big sisters and stuff, like seeing all of that. Like y'all tell us to put us on game and stuff, not. And even when y'all correct us, it's not necessarily like belittling us. It's actually, yo, don't.
Yeah, it's constructive.
It's a lot of people can't take that.
Yeah.
They can't take that at
That's
all.
like
They
she was saying earlier, they be in their egos.
they too emotional. Like
Mhm.
it's not necessarily the time. You don't need to put your emotions. Sometimes emotions shouldn't even. It's more
logic versus emotion.
Yeah.
They're not able to take the logical side of things and be able to understand and listen to that part.
Yeah.
And I think even too, and I think with that, it depends on also too, like where that person's upbringing and everything is, because once again, if they were taught that, you know, you don't go to, you don't, you know, whatever happens stays in this house, you know, we have all those kind of different conversations, things like that. It's difficult for people to understand that, yes, you can actually go and speak to a therapist. Like, granted, they probably knew a bunch of them as well, too. For like, oh, no, well, you know, I was told that I'm a man. I got to go ahead and handle it this way. And if I don't do it this way, and it's like, no.
Yeah. I just told my brother that. I said, go to therapy, bro.
I always be telling them, they be like, oh, whoa. Like, soon they like trying to counter that reason. Like, oh, well, they say this won't work. Well, how has it been working for you right now, Chief? I always say, just like look in the mirror.
So are you saying that when you're dating women, the first thing that you're looking for is that they are mentally stable?
Yeah, you don't want nobody crazy or nothing. But then, like, I just want them to just like show me like you could like take care of like yourself and stuff. Like, you don't gotta be. I think everybody's crazy. Like, we're all not perfectly angels and stuff. I think everybody got at least 25% of sanity in them. But outside of like, oh man, what? Just let somebody hit the switch on you the wrong way. It was like a side they never seen out of you before. But like, as far as like dating and stuff, like, I ain't saying like be Miss America or nothing. What? Just make me happy, have a glowing personality. Like, if my personality match yours, because not everybody personalities match. Problem with my generation is they always chase the girl they never ready for, and I done seen it happen time and time and time and time.
That's a whole.
It's bad. It's so bad. It's so bad with us though.
Streamlined across the board generations.
I mean, like, they'll think like yeah, I understand like the glow up on some things, but I mean, I done had niggas who done devoted their life to get chased this one girl, one girl. It's either A, they get the girl, not turns out to what she thought she was going to be, or B, they never get the girl and they feel like they owe them something. And I'm like, how do you feel like you owe them anything, especially off of a date?
You want to know something? I always thought that Sean Kingston, that Suicidal, I never understood, bro, with that song. He says, all you beautiful girls.
He said, you way too beautiful. Like, what? That's why
you got me suicidal. You got me suicidal.
Because he insecure about him keeping a baddie.
We was listening to that the other day. I'm like, whoa.
But not realizing that the other person has their own insecurities and everything as well, too. But also, you know, kind of taking on what you had said, you know, as far as your person making you happy. I don't believe in that. You got to make yourself happy first. You know, you can't. Another person can add to your happiness, but they can't make you happy.
Right.
You know, at all.
Right. Nobody knows you better than you. Like, yeah, they'll add, like you said, they'll add to it and everything, but like,
but that's where people get confused. They think that they're supposed to wait on this magic person to come around and make them happy.
And that they're supposed to complete them. And there's no such thing as like, that's the one thing, like whenever I heard people say like, oh, I love my husband, he completes me. And I'm like, I cringe because I'm like, that lets me know that you didn't come into the situation a complete person yourself. And that you looking for somebody else to validate you, to make you feel a certain way. When it's like, you got to be able to make yourself feel that way first, because then you wonder why when that relationship doesn't work and you in the corner once again crying. I'm sorry, I got people crying. But it's real though. Like, you know, they over there crying in the corner because they haven't done the self-work and they've lost themselves in that situation. So they never were really able to stand up on their own to begin with.
And then they don't even know themselves. I feel like people
and they become codependent.
Yep, absolutely.
Don't know life without them.
And then on top of that, like, this is a science experiment with our generation, because so used until the man of time, like all we ever heard of was provide for your family, X, Y, and Z. Man, please. Like, not saying it like I'm not saying it like that. do a survey and see who makes the most money in the household, and then do another survey in the city to see who makes more.
It's interesting that you say that because it's this stigma that men make more money than women,
and they don't.
But
now they really
do
don't.
In some places,
they
do.
Man,
they do in some places.
Women done got smarter.
Yeah, it comes with a lot. Experience, education.
I feel like women done figured out how to make, especially with the social media thing. I'm not talking about OnlyFans or nothing like that. It's just like women was so used to growing up getting paid under minimum wage. Like the moment the first women found they was gonna crack the code, I feel like 95% of them was gonna do it. And they did it with social media. As long as you got niggas who all it takes is one nigga, not even one nigga necessarily. You can be an influencer, you can be beautiful. People is just gonna watch you just because you cute. I done sat in this chair, not necessarily this chair, but sat in the chair and watched my cousins and them do like, oh, they follow people just because of their looks. And then what they go through and stuff, it just adds to it. Like, oh, she's cute and she play basketball like me. Check. Like, oh, she likes music. Check. It just, the more they figure out they know you through like that stuff, it's like the better. And women grasp onto that. Men don't know how to take it because they're not used to being in this. The tables has turned. Now that women is the one with the money and stuff, how do you react? Who do you say what to? Who really wears the pants?
See, like, but it shouldn't determine who wears the pants.
It doesn't determine it, but for sure. But
we could both wear pants.
Single women approach. Oh man, they approach everything so different now. You see, they approach everything different now. So, because it's definitely more independent women now for sure. I'll say that it's more independent women now for sure. And now niggas don't know how to react to that. They so used to talking to women who need somebody or they need something. It's either one of the two. On it. Man,
I know I can get her if she think I can help her.
Man, listen.
Joke's on you, bro.
Right.
We gotta figure it out.
No. Or the guys that offer money, because it's like it's always an interesting thing to me. Because like initially, I've had situations where guys will just offer me money right off the bat, and I'm like, I'm like, that's cute, but that's not even gonna cover my mortgage, but, you know. And then they're like, oh, you got a house? I'm like, well, yeah, I'm actually on my second one. I got my first one when I was 22. Then they'd be like, oh, well, let me go ahead and move out. Like,
right. They'll be expecting.
Know
that.
what you ready for. I say, know what you ready for. Know what you ready for, fellas.
That was a good lesson, though.
That's my biggest rule. That's all I got is just, if y'all know, if she mess with you and she's like 3 times, niggas be sensitive about that. Like she made 3 times as much, but she's like in love with you. But yeah, you can't get over the fact that she makes 3 times as.
You better be a kept man and sit down. Like,
right,
man. If you don't find a bigger hustle or something,
that's wrong. You sit down at all. I'm like, sit down.
They be so in their chest. Like I never, like I get it. Like because they always been brought up. Like, oh, it got to be you. You got to be the one that pays the bills, provide X, Y, and Z. Basically, what it. Yes, man. We're basically taught to be yes, man. Hey, whatever she wants, whatever she needs, do it.
Yeah, it's a lot of times women were the ones who had to give up on their success, their careers, their dreams, and
chase
take a seat
like follow
them and let their man take the forefront and go to school and help him pay through school and help him with all these things, and you know, then he gets where he wants to be, and now your whole life done passed you by.
Yep.
Enough of that. We ain't doing that.
Now times is changing. All the biggest influencers, majority of them, top 50, I think 40 of them was women. So
yeah,
it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter no more. Like rap used to be a nigga sport. Women took it clean over.
Taking over.
Clean over. Your top 10 best artists is right now. I'll probably say 3 of them is men.
That's true.
Women is who on the who run the world, bro? Who run the world? I give them all of that for sure.
Well, I want to say thank you so much for coming here today. This has been a very multifaceted conversation.
Season 1.
Yes,
I mean, episode 1, my fault. Season 4.
We kicked it off.
I feel honored for the kickoff for sure.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and we gonna continue to connect. I can't wait to hear more of your music. Do you want to just drop right quick what you got coming up next? You got a project, you got a show, anything like that you want to share before you go?
So I have a project coming out September 15th. It's called ROC, Rich Off Cannabis.
Nice.
No police. It's not what you think it is. Just lay off me. They already been on me for the Instagram for dropping the album covers for that. So I've been having to chill out. But
wow,
getting ready to go to Atlanta. I got a show at the end of the month for their college radio tour coming up. And I get to go back to Miami. So this is going to be some
nice.
a lot of travel and stuff. So I'm
What's up?
excited. Still no music video. Everybody want a music video. Y'all gotta. It's on. I promise.
It's on the way.
I promise.
Okay. Make sure you have me in there. Me and Sarita sitting there with our headphones on, acting like we there live for the podcast.
You can have a whole podcast.
Yes.
Segment. If you be in
Yes.
one little segment.
That'll be dope right there. Call us. We coming.
I mean, just make sure you got hair and makeup and everything.
Yes.
I got you. I know some ladies. I definitely got you.
I appreciate it. We got you.
Thank you.
But yes, thank you so much for coming. Guys, this is J.E. Floats. And again, this is Mind My Own Podcast on our first Wednesday. We're going to say goodnight.